Congresswoman Luistro in waiving earlier. So
Thank you,
I
Mr.
now
Chair.
recognize you have 15 minutes.
Mr. Chair, my questions is for Ms. Moking. But before I proceed to her, I just want to state for the record that the National Bureau of Investigation manifested their initiative to invite, bring along the agent on case to shed light on the investigation that happened pertaining to the late Botanic. And I hope the same is true with respect to the handling prosecutor. However, Mr. Chair, I'm leaving this up to the chairman whether these officials from NBI and DOJ will be invited. Nevertheless, Mr. Chair, I wish to state for the record the reason why this representation raised those questions. Ako po'y nanghihinayang because based on the story of the brother, Corporal Joven was so cooperative and even admitting having killed those 5 victims. So it really raised a lot of questions. What happened in the investigation? Why was it not pursued during the preliminary investigation? I wish to commend the NBI and the DOJ for taking that initiative to shed light on what happened on the investigation. Nonetheless, Mr. Chair, I'm leaving it up to the chairman of the QUADCOM whether to invite those officials or otherwise.
That's noted.
If I may proceed, Mr. Chair.
Please proceed.
Ms. Moking,
Yes, Mr. Chair.
is it okay that I address you as Ms. Moking?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And I understand earlier during the interpellation of Chairman Barbers, you confirmed already that you are the same Ms. Moking who used to work in Malacanang during the time of the former president. Tama po ba yun?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Can you please enlighten us, kailan po kayo dumating sa Malacanang?
July 1, 2016.
July 1, 2016. And can you please state for the record, ano pong position nyo dun sa Malacanang?
Nung July 1, 2016 until August 31 of 2016. Supervising Administrative Officer pa lang po ako noon. Then starting September po, naging ASEC na po.
And can you please tell the committee until when did you stay and work in Malacanang?
Until June of 2022, Mr. Chair.
Would you agree with me if I would say that during the entire term of the former president, you were working in Malacanang?
That's right, Mr. Chair.
And can you please tell us, who was your immediate superior during that time? Kanino po kayo nagre-report and under whose instruction do you do your task?
From July 1 of 2016 until September of 2018, from the then SAP Senator Bongo, and from October 1, 2018 until June of 2022 under USEC Melchor Kitain, Mr. Chair.
Yusek Kitain.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Prior to your appointment in Malacanang back in July 2016, for the record, Ms. Moki, saan po kayo nagtatrabaho?
City Government of Davao, Mr. Chair.
And can you please enlighten us, ano po bang trabaho nyo sa City of Davao?
Supervising Administrative Officer from December of 2015 until June 30 of 2016.
You were saying 2015 to 2016.
That's right, Mr. Chair.
And that is the only inclusive period when you worked at the city government of
No, Mr. Chair.
Davao.
From 2024 until December of 2015, my item is Community Affairs Officer, Mr. Chair, under the City Government of Davao.
Can you please state that again?
From 2024 until 2015, Community Affairs Officer.
How did it happen? 2024 to 2015.
Pardon, Mr. Chair.
Right. You said 2015, 2016, you work in Malacanang. And then I asked,
2015 to 2016, City Government of Davao.
correct, City Government of Davao.
That's right.
Aside from this inclusive period, may pagkakataon pa po bang nagtrabaho din kayo sa City Government of Davao?
Yes, Mr. Chair. 2004 until 2015, City Government of Davao, Mr. Chair. But of different item.
And then recently, you also made representation that currently you are working.
That's right, Mr. Chair.
What is your work or position in Davao right now?
Supervising Administrative Officer, Mr. Chair.
When did you start?
July 2022
July 20.
and at present, up to the present.
Tama po bang sabihin, Ms. Mog, even this period of time, 2015 to 2016, and then you have 2004 to 2015, and then you have July 2022 up to the present, plus the Malacanang in 2016 to 2020. All those periods, you were working for the Duterte.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And kanina po sinabi nyo, when you were in Malacanang, your immediate superior was Senator Bongo and Yusek Tinayo.
Yes,
Later
Mr.
on.
Chair.
How about during the time that you were in the city of Davao? Let's start with 2004 to 2015. Sino po immediate superior nyo?
The Chief of Staff of the City Mayor's Office.
In other words, you were reporting to the city mayor,
The Chief of Staff, Mr.
the
Chair.
chief of staff. So you work under the city mayor also.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And may we know who was the city mayor during that time?
Mayor Rudy Duterte, Mr. Chair.
The former president.
Yes, Mr.
How
Chair.
about from 2015 to 2016?
2000. Yes, Mr. Chair.
Who was your immediate superior?
The Chief of Staff, Mr. Chair.
COS. Who was the mayor during this time?
Rodrigo Duterte, Mr. Chair.
The same. And from July, just for the record, Ms. Moki, July 2022 up to the present, to whom are you reporting at the city government of Davao?
Chief of Staff, Mr. Chair.
COS. Will you agree with me if I would say that if you're reporting to the COS, it is as if you're reporting also to the LCE, the local chief executive? Or if I may rephrase my question, both the COS and yourself are working under local.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Tama po bang sabihin, Ms. Moki? Because of course it is a common knowledge how associated the senator is to the former president, referring to him. Perhaps Senator Bongo is one of the most trusted people of the former president. Tama po ba?
I cannot speak in behalf of the President, Mr. Chair.
Right. But at least he is one of the people who have been working with the president so closely since the time that he was the mayor.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Tama. Okay. Tama po bang sabihin, Ms. Moking, na kayo po ay labis na pinagtitiwalaan ng Duterte family and given Senator Bongo reason why since 2004 up to the present, ang trabaho po nyo umiikot na kay Senator Bongo at sa Duterte family?
Could you repeat the question, Mr. Chair?
Tama po bang sabihin na kayo po'y labis na pinagtitiwalaan ng ni Senator Bongo at ng Duterte family, reason kung bakit simula po 2004 up to the present, ang trabaho po nyo umiikot lang ni Senator Bongo at sa Duterte family.
I cannot answer the question, Mr. Chair, in behalf of Senator Bongo and the former President.
I understand.
Thank you, Mr. Chair.
Can you please enlighten us, Ms. Mo? Paano nyo po nakilala si Senator Bongo? Are you from Davao also?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Born and raised?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Please enlighten us. Paano po nyo nakilala si Senator?
Nung nag-work po ako sa City Government of Davao, doon ko lang po siya nakilala, Mr. Chair.
And I wish to believe that since you started working in the city of Davao 2004, perhaps you started to earn the trust of Senator Bongo, why until now, you continue to work within the same network of the Duterte. That is a manifestation. You don't need to answer that. How about President Duterte? Kailan niyo po siya nag-umpisang makilala? Was it during the time you started working at the city of Davao or even prior to that?
Since 2004, Mr. Chair, when I started working with the city government of
In other words, the reason why you came across Senator Bongo and the former president is because you worked in Davao City. There was no prior encounter before the work in Davao City.
No, Mr. Chair.
Ms. Moking, I understand that for it is a common knowledge during the time of the former president, no, na kapag may gustong lumapit kay Senator Bongo, there were people na kayo po ang ina-approach, kayo ang nire-reach out, and apparently, may mga tao po kayong natulungan.
Probably, Mr. Chair.
As a matter of fact, we have a slide here which shows the gratitude that he wishes to express because of the help that you extended in giving him the chance to see and talk to Senator Bongo. Tama po ba yun? Kayo po'y nagiging tulay ng kontak ni Senator Bongo.
Minsan-minsan, Mr. Chair, pag na meron pong lumalapit.
Sa 100 po bang lumapit sa inyo, gustong makausap si Senator Bongo, humingi ng tulong, yun po ba'y tinulungan nyo lahat o ilan po ba dun sa 100 sa tingin nyo ang natulungan nyo?
As much as possible, Mr. Chair, hinahanapan po talaga ng paraan na matulungan.
In other words, I wish to submit that every time there are people who approach you seeking the help of the network, you really do what you can to solicit the help that is necessary for those people. Tama po, Ms. Moking?
Mr. Chair, I would like to clarify from what period po yung pinag-uusapan natin, Mr. Chair.
Okay, I'm sorry about that. I am referring to the time that you are already working in Malacanang.
From July 2016 to
Yes.
September of 20.
Yes.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Ginagawa mo lahat para makatulong sa tao.
Mostly, Mr. Chair, kasi kami po yung in charge sa mga social services like medical assistance and burial assistance and other services.
There are informations that you work also as Assistant Secretary to the Secretary of Finance under the Office of Special Assistant to the President. Tama po ba yun?
No, Mr. Chair.
So what particular job did you undertake under the Office of Senator Bongo?
Office of the Special Assistant to the President, Mr. Chair.
It has nothing to do with finance.
No, Mr. Chair.
So you were the Assistant Secretary
Yes, Mr. Chair.
to the Special Assistant to the President. Tama po?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And can you please enlighten us, ano po ba ang trabaho ng isang Assistant Secretary?
Under the Office of the Special Assistant to the President, Mr. Chair, mostly our work revolve around administrative matters, clerical works, errands, social services, and mechanical jobs, Mr. Chair.
And there are informations also, Ms. Moking, that during this time, kayo po'y nalagay sa secondment. Ano po bang ibig sabihin ng secondment?
Secondment, Mr. Chair, is the temporary transfer of position of an employee from one unit to the other, Mr. Chair.
And that is while maintaining your job and title under the Special Assistant to the President's Office. Tama po ba yun?
Actually, Mr. Chair, my secondment is between the City Government of Davao and the Office of the President.
Oh, it's not in Malacanang.
No, Mr. Chair.
Alright. So ano po yung naging trabaho nyo dun sa City of Davao under the concept of secondment?
Mr. Chair, my secondment is with the Office of the President.
Office of the
Yes,
President.
from the City Government of Davao to the Office of the President. So,
So,
it is an agreement between the Office of the President and the City Government of Davao.
Wait, with all due respect, ang sabi niyo po kanina, kayo ay nasa ilalim ng Special Assistant to the President's Office.
That's
Tama
right,
po
Mr.
ba?
Chair. Opo.
And during that time, nalagay po kayo sa secondment.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And that secondment pertains to another job under the Office of the President.
No, Mr. Chair. It is a secondment between the City Government of Davao and the Office of the President. So my item, Mr. Chair, is with the City Government of Davao. Then I was seconded to the Office of the President.
Can you please further elaborate, Ms. Moki? No? Kasi during this time, kayo po ay under ng SAP. Tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair. Starting September of 2016
Until
until June of 2020.
until June of 2022. Ibig sabihin ng item nyo po nasa SAP.
No, Mr. Chair. The item is under Office of the President.
Under the Office of the President.
Yes. But the office where I am reporting is with the Office of the Special Assistant to the President.
So, alin po yung secondment na tinutukoy nyo?
The agreement is between the City Government of Davao, wherein the Office of the President requested the City Government of Davao that I will undergo the secondment. So the Office of the President requested the City Government of Davao that I will be admitted to the Office of the President.
Is it not that the item is under the OP?
Actually, Mr. Chair, if we are talking about the secondment, it is an agreement between the employee and the office and the position where you will be admitted.
Yes, but you were saying a while ago, ang item nyo ay nasa OP, ang trabaho nyo ay nasa SAP.
Tama po, Mr. Chair. Kasi po, pag naka-secondment ka po, Mr. Chair, iiwanan niyo po yung item niyo po sa City Government of Davao. Kasi po, may agreement na po si Office of the President and si City Government of Davao na parang hihiramin ka po.
So what you wanted to tell us is, even prior to your item under OP, ay may item kayo sa LGU Davao.
That's right, Mr. Chair.
Ipinahiram kayo sa OP.
That's right, Mr. Chair.
Alright. Is that really possible?
Meron pong civil
Chair.
service. I believe the civil service will can
Mr. Chair.
Chair, I am yielding to Chairman Ako.
Yeah, that's possible under the civil service. But I do not know if it is for an extended period. But I can remember that it is only good for 1 year, renewable.
That's right, Mr. Chair. My appointment is being renewed every 2 years. So from
Pwede. Ang item niya ay sa Davao. Pinahiram siya ng Davao City Government sa office of the President. Pero may limit yan according to the Civil Service Law. 2 years.
That's right, Mr. Chair.
Renewable.
So every 2 years po yung renewal, Mr. Chair.
Ms. Moking, can you please enlighten us? When there are a lot of items available in Malacanang, why do you have to resort to the secondment that your item is in Davao, that you will be discharging your work under OP? Pwede namang dun po kayo kumuha ng item sa OP.
Actually, Mr. Chair, yung secondment kasi is ang position po ang mababago.
Not the item.
Not the item. You will leave your item under the city government of Davao. So as soon as you assume the position under the receiving agency, so you will now be acquiring the new item that is allotted by the receiving agency. So your parent agency will take hold of your original item.
Para maklaro po, no?
Yes, Congressman Adjong.
So, your item, pinahiram ka sa Malacanang kasi this is what happens also in the farm. I'm familiar with secondment. But it does not mean that you altogether left, di ba, your position.
That's right, Mr. Chair.
Position mo pa rin sa Davao, hiniram ka rin sa Malacanang, but you're not getting salary from your original principal unit, no?
Yes, you will not be getting
Yes, you'll
the
not be
salary
getting the
from the
salary.
parent agency.
Exactly. But you are not also vacating the position, your prior position in Davao. Hiram ka lang doon, tapos depende yun doon sa humiram sa'yo kung i-renew ka niya. Kung hindi ka niya i-renew, babalik ka doon sa Davao. Di ba tama yun?
Tama po, Mr. Chair.
Ganun.
Please proceed, Congresswoman Luis.
Ms. Moking, during
Yes,
your stint in Malacanang, that is 2016 to 2022, of course you've encountered a lot of people close or within the network of the former president, tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
That includes Colonel Garma. Yes, Ms. Moking.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Can you please enlighten us? How frequent do you actually meet with Colonel Karma during the
I saw her once or twice, Mr. Chair, in Malacanang.
once
Or twice.
or twice only?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And there was no other encounter at
Actually, Mr. Chair, since na-appoint po si Colonel Garma sa PCSO, we have referred patients para po ma-extend yung kanilang assistance sa office of sa PCSO po.
So, in connection with that concern, referring patients to PCSO, do you meet and talk with Colonel Karma during that he was already at PCSO?
I call her Mr. Chair.
So, how frequent do you talk, if I may ask? I believe that was 2018.
Once or twice, Mr. Chair, because she referred me already to one of her staff. Every time merong referral para hindi ko na po siya ma-disturb.
Prior to her appointment at PCSO, you said a while ago na once or twice mo rin na-meet si Colonel Karma
In Malacanang.
in Malacanang.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Can you please tell us what concern does Colonel Karma have during that time when you encountered her in Malacanang?
Actually, Mr. Chair, umakyat lang talaga siya doon sa office namin and marami din po, almost all of our staff, Mr. Chair, are from Davao. We're from Davao. So parang meron na din po siyang mga nakita at kakilala doon, tapos meron din pong mga nagpa-picture sa kanya kasi nga po na-appoint siya sa PCSO.
So it is just because of the appointment, the reason why she was there.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
With all due respect to the personalities that I will be mentioning, Ms. Moki, but if you are following the investigation, there have been allegations about the reward system. of
Ye-
the war on drugs. You're aware of this.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And Senator Bongo is always being implicated every time the reward system is being mentioned. You're also aware of it.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
As one of the people who work in Malacanang during the time of FPRRD, can you please enlighten us? Ano po bang nalalaman nyo dito sa reward system at ano po bang nalalaman nyo about the possible connection with Senator Bongo, if there is any?
I have no knowledge actually, Mr. Chair, about the reward system that is going on within Malacanang, Mr. Chair.
And if you have no knowledge about the reward system of the war on drugs, the more reason that you have no knowledge about Senator Bongo's implication to this reward system.
That's right, Mr. Chair.
But are you aware that there was public pronouncement already coming from another senator, Senator Bato de la Rosa, confirming that even during the time of the former president as mayor of Davao, namimigay na po ng pera si Senator Bongo. What can you say about this?
I have no knowledge of Senator Bongo releasing money po, Mr. Chair.
I understand. Just for the information of the committee secretary, can we please flash that poster from the social media where Senator Bongo made this comment that even during the time of the former president in Malacanang, namimigay na ng pera si Senator Bongo. Nevertheless, would you know mismo
Pwede pagalaki. Sek.
oh, this is the picture of the person who received help from Senator Bongo through Miss Moking. Can you confirm that, Miss Moking? One of the several people you helped.
Actually, Mr. Chair, this person is one of my relatives.
Oh, you confirm that he received help from Senator Bongo through you.
Actually, hindi po ako nagbigay sa kanya ng help, Mr. Chair.
About the senator, he's saying thank you very much and God bless you more.
Baka, I really don't know, Mr. Chair, pero baka related po siguro sa mga services po ni Senator Bongo under his office.
Alright. Secretariat, can we please flash the next slide? The one with the public pronouncement there. At sabi po dito, Miss Moking, namimigay naman talaga ng pera si Bongo. Inutusan niya ni President Duterte noon pa. Sa Davao pa kami.
I have no knowledge about that, Mr. Chair.
But can you please enlighten us at least? Ano po ba yung perang tinutukoy ni Senator Bongo dito? Would you know if this is the reward system which is being alleged in relation to war on drugs?
Hindi ko po alam, Mr. Chair. Wala po ako, hindi po siya familiar sa akin, Mr. Chair.
Would you know if
Yung-
this is operational fund of the PNP?
Actually, Mr. Chair, hindi po kasi ako privy sa mga police operations and kaya hindi po ako familiar dito sa sinasabi na
Yes, I understand. But since you work at the office of the mayor, I'm trying to elicit information if there are chances or incidents when you encountered similar concerns. So, nung naririto po ang dating Pangulo, he was saying walang panggasolina ang mga pulis, kaya namimigay siya ng pera, if my recollection is correct. Hindi po kaya itong perang tinutukoy ni Senator Bongo ay yung tinutukoy ng dating Pangulong panggasolina ng mga pulis.
actually, Mr. Chair, relate ko lang po ito doon sa naging question din po sa Senate hearing. Ang gasolina po na sinasabi po ni former President was yung binibigay po namin na parang PO slip para po sa mga police precinct. Parang isa din po yun sa support na binibigay ni former President.
By PO, it means purchase order.
Purchase slip.
Purchase slip.
Yes.
So, bibigyan mo siya ng slip para tatakbo na lang ang pulis sa gasolinahan.
Yan po yung style doon, Mr. Chair.
And would you know, Miss Moki, kasi napakagastos ng police operation. Bukod dito sa panggasolina, ano pa po ba ang assistance na ibinibigay ng ating dating Pangulo sa police operations?
Sa Davao term ito, Mr. Chair.
Davao.
Usually, Mr. Chair, yung mga precinct commanders, gumagawa sila ng letter request addressed to the mayor.
Precinct commanders.
Yes, gumagawa sila
So,
ng...
what is this request all about?
like support, Mr. Chair, aircon, office supplies, normally mga general services po, Mr. Chair.
General services, that's all.
Basically, yun po yung part of our tasking, Mr. Chair, na nag-a-assist po kami sa mga police and other offices po, Mr. Chair.
Okay, Miss Moking, do you know Rizalina Hustol?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Who is she? For the enlightenment of the committee.
Sa City Government of Davao, Mr. Chair, she was our city accountant.
She used to be the chief accountant of Davao City LGU. Tama po?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
When was this?
Ay, nung 2004 po na working na po ako sa City Hall, sa pagkakaalam ko po, City Accountant na po, si Ma'am Rizalina
O
Justo.
baka nahunan pa sa'yo?
Yes, I believe.
Okay. So, I understand that similar to you, si Miss Hustol ay nagtrabaho din sa Malacanang. Do you confirm this?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Ano pong trabaho niya sa Malacanang and when did she start?
I believe na una din po sa akin, Mr. Chair. So parang,
July ka na eh. June 30 lang nag-a-assume.
actually, Mr. Chair, bali, baka magkasabay. Baka magkasabay.
July 2016 also. And after some time, Miss Moking, would you confirm she was appointed as Commission on Audit Chairperson?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Can you please tell us when?
I do not know, Mr. Chair. I do not know the exact date, Mr. Chair.
Can you please at least tell us the year?
2020. I really don't know, Mr. Chair.
Alright, but at least you confirmed that she was appointed as COA chairperson. Given this facts, Mr. Chair, I wish to manifest that similar to Ms. Moking, Rizalina Hustol was able to earn also utmost trust and confidence of the Duterte family, including people close to the former president. Reason why, from being the chief accountant of Davao, he was even appointed as Executive Secretary for Finance and Administration of OP. Tama ba, Ms. Moki?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And ultimately, she was appointed as COA chairperson, which I believe is one of the one of the highest possible positions one can get in the Philippine government. Ano po ba trabaho ng isang chief accountant? Let's go back to Davao.
Hindi ko po masyadong alam kung anong specific trabaho po ng City Accountant, Mr. Chair.
But at least would you confirm, alam po niya lahat ng pumapasok na pera, lahat ng lumalabas na pera?
Probably, Mr. Chair.
And that includes the confidential fund of the LGU.
Probably, Mr. Chair.
Ano po bang trabaho ng Executive Secretary for Finance and Administration?
I believe, Mr. Chair, is more on finance also, Mr. Chair.
So, I am inclined to believe na Alam din po niya ang budget ng OP during the time of the former president and even the expenditures of the office of the president. Tama po ba?
Probably, Mr. Chair.
And of course, you understand the mandate of COA, having worked in the government for so long a time. What do you understand about the work of Resalina Hostol in the Commission on Audit?
Sorry, Mr. Chair, hindi ko
But of course, you will agree with me. They check, they evaluate, they see whether the expenditures were compliant with the rules of the Commission on Audit.
Probably, Mr. Chair.
You work in Malacanang.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Was there any point in time na naka-encounter po kayo ng questions, controversies, notice of disallowances ng OP during her time as COA chairperson?
Hindi po ako familiar, Mr. Chair.
Alright, Mr. Chair, I think I am done with speaking. Thank you, Ms. Mo.
Welcome, Mr. Chair.
Thank you, Congresswoman Luistro. Just a short clarification lang kay Ms. Muking. Ms. Muking, do you know Colonel Garma?
Professionally, Mr. Chair, yes.
And why do you say professionally? Anong difference nun sa sa trabaho lang kayo nag...
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So that's what professionally means.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay, but outside of the profession, di ba kayo nagkakasama,
Never, Mr. Chair.
Never. So, how did you know si Colonel Garma?
Si Colonel Garma lang po ang precinct commander sa Davao City na babae. So,
That's why,
kilala talaga siya.
That's why kilala siya. Because
Yes,
she's the
Mr. Chair.
only...
Girl among the 12 precinct commanders of Davao City.
So, more or less, ilang taon na kayo magkakilala ni Colonel Garma?
Parang, I don't know kung kailan siya napasok sa Davao City. Pero nakilala ko lang talaga siya, Mr. Chair. Pasensya na po. Kasi makulit siya, Mr. Chair.
Makulit.
Opo.
Makulit dahil ikaw ba ang kinukulit?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Bakit ikaw ang kinukulit? Ito ay kasama sa professional relationship.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Very
So,
professional.
paano kanya kinukulit mismo?
Meron kasing request, as I have mentioned earlier, yung mga precinct commander para sa support from the city government of Davao. Tapos, one of those requests is care of kay Colonel Garma, which is the repair of her office. And kasi po, di ba po, meron naman pong process ng government pag meron kang request. So, you have to go through po yung sa general services, meron pa po yung purchase order, purchase request. Kinikulit niya po kami doon sa mga aircon niya na request, mga TV, and other supplies. So, kaya namin siya kilala, Mr. Chair.
So in relation to her parang financial request niyan, di ba? Funding request.
No, not funding, Mr. Chair, but office equipment and office supplies.
Yeah, but she requests your office to provide her with funds to purchase
No, item. It's an equipment.
so yung item kayo.
No cash, no
So
funds.
kayo bumibili and then you provide them with the items.
Pinoprocess po yan ng City
The-
General
Granting
Services.
for the sake of argument that it has already been processed, you have the item with you, that is what you provide.
That's right, Mr. Chair.
That is to answer yung kanyang request.
That's right, Mr.
So
Chair.
yun ang kanya, kaya mo nasabing makulit siya dahil follow-up siya ng follow-up.
Hindi po humihinto, Mr. Chair.
So hindi humihinto.
Yes, Mr.
So,
Chair.
parang, the way I picture it, parang sobrang kulit niya. Tama ba yun?
Actually, Mr. Chair,
Now, that is the only request, yung kanyang sa office niya.
as far as I can remember, Mr. Chair, yun lang po ang ma-recall ko.
Did she ever request from you? At ikaw lang ang kinakausap niya.
Actually, Mr. Chair, hindi naman po talaga ako lang. So,
Sino pa? Sino pa kaya ang kinakausap?
pino-forward ko po yung staff niya sa City General Services Office para makafocus din po ako sa ibang task.
So you seem to have several tasks under the LGU, no? LGU ba yan?
Mostly administrative, Mr. Chair.
Okay. And who do you report direct? Who is your immediate superior?
The Chief of Staff, Mr. Chair.
And that is?
Actually, from 2004 to 2016, we have several Chief of Staff.
Several chiefs.
Yes, every term po. Parang, yes.
Okay. So, lahat pa ng police precinct commander, kapag merong request ay sa iyo dumadaan.
Actually, Mr. Chair, pinoprocess siya doon sa reception area namin. Tapos, parang part of my task is tagapukpok po ng mga opisina kung saan po sila may request.
Have you read the affidavit submitted by Colonel Garma to the Quad?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And doon sa kanyang affidavit, nabanggit niya na your name was implicated doon sa punto na ikaw ang nagre-release ng operational funds. Is that correct?
No, Mr. Chair.
So hindi totoong nagre-release ka ng.
Hindi po, Mr. Chair.
So why do you think Colonel Garma would say that?
I cannot answer in behalf of Colonel Garma, Mr. Chair.
Just make a wild guess. What do you think is the reason why Colonel Garma would specifically mention your name, as the one in charge of releasing funds for the successful operation of the war on drugs? Bakit ikaw? Meron ka pang ibang kasama sa office, correct?
Guess ko lang po, Mr. Chair.
Just a guess. Sa tingin mo.
Baka gusto niya lang po akong i-connect. Kasi po, from the City Government of Davao to OP. Parang ako siguro yung nakikita niyang linyada. Guess ko lang.
So, linyada kay former President.
Probably, Mr. Chair.
Okay. So, do you directly report to the former President?
No, Mr. Chair.
To whom do you directly report?
As I have said earlier, Mr. Chair, from 2016 to 2018, to then SAP, Senator Bongo, then from 2018 to 2022, Yusek Melchor Kitain, Mr. Chair.
So, dito muna, nung ASEC ka kay SAP, former SAP, now Senator Bongo,
That's right, Mr. Chair.
can you give us, or at least educate us, ano ang iyong work sa office ng SAP? Specifically kay Senator Bongo.
As I have said earlier, Mr. Chair, it's mostly administrative, clerical, errands, social services, and mechanical works.
What about appointments?
That's part of the...
Social.
No, Mr. Chair, that's part of the admin.
So, admin yun.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
So, halimbawa, merong gusto makipag-usap ni Congressman Adjong kay SAP Bongo, si Congressman Adjong will call you and schedule.
I believe hindi niya ako tatawagan kasi hindi niya ako kilala, Mr. Chair.
But where does a member of Congress who would like to see SAP Bongo request an appointment?
Actually, si Sap Bongo kasi, Mr. Chair, is madaling malapitan. So, lahat ata ng congressman, I believe, direct na nagtitext sa kanya and direct din po siyang sumasagot.
Lahat?
Almost all. As far as I know, Mr. Chair.
Just to make it clear, ako ba nakita mo ako? Lumapit ba ako sa'yo?
Hindi, Mr. Chair. But I believe, Mr. Chair, parang nautusan ako before to reach out sa inyo.
Sa akin?
Pero hindi mo nyo lang po ako sinagot.
So, hindi tayo nagkausap.
Hindi po, Mr. Chair.
So, it is very clear that it is not I who reach out to her, but it is Miss Muking who reach out to me. May I know kung bakit?
Para ata yung i-clarify yung parang may request sa office, Mr. Chair. Gusto lang namin mostly kasi, Mr. Chair, pag may pumapasok na request sa office, gina-clarify po talaga namin kung What's your priority among your requests?
You mean request na mga project?
Part of it, Mr. Chair.
I've been in Congress for more than 20 years. I don't remember requesting from your office any project. Just for the record,
Mr. Chair, I did not specifically say that it is a project, but probably because I really cannot recall anymore.
so, ibig mong sabihin, kapag ikaw inuutusan to reach out to a certain congressman, it is because of a project or a request.
Hindi po lahat, Mr. Chair.
So,
kasi
more other than projects and other requests, you also seek or reach out certain congressman upon the instruction of the former SAP.
yes, at the time yung
And
siya pa yung...
normally, what other reasons did the former SAP instruct you to do aside from following up request of certain congressmen?
Most of the time, Mr. Chair, mga medical assistants.
And that is very clear. Kasi ako, hindi naman ako humingi ng medical assistance sa inyo.
Yes, Mr.
Diba?
Chair.
So, do you know a certain Peter?
Yeah, just to
Yes,
set the record straight,
yes, Congressman Adjunct.
para hindi ho tayo magkaliwanagan. You mean to say, Congressman, during the presidency of the CONG, the former President Duterte,
Yes po.
when you were in Malacanang.
Yes, Mr.
Okay,
Chair.
just to set the record straight, because we're talking about now the 19th Congress. Have I ever called you?
Actually, Mr. Chair, nakalimutan ko na po talaga kung sino din yung pong
Yeah,
nakakausap.
because I was not part of Congress last. This is my
Ay,
first term.
so kaya nga, Mr. Chair, I cannot recall.
Just set the record straight. Ha?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Mr. Chair, short interjection lang po kay Ms. Moking.
Sige, okay. You have 2 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Kasi natanong po kanina, dahil nga napangalanan po si Ms. Moking sa affidavit ni Colonel Garma na meron daw alias Moking na taga-disperse ng rewards under the drug war at ito po ay dinideny ni Ms. Moking. Confirm, tama po ba?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Yeah. So Mr. Chair, kung dinedeny po ang nasa affidavit ni Colonel Garma, pero aside po kasi kay Colonel Garma, mismo si former President Rodrigo Duterte ay meron pong pinangalan ng alias Smoking din, both sa Senado tsaka maging dito sa QUADCOM, Mr. Chair, based sa questions ng mga mababatas natin in both chambers. So, Mr. Chair, ngayon po itatanong ko, based naman sa sinabi ng dating Pangulo, in-insist pa rin po ba ni Ms. Moking na wala siyang dinidisburse na pera in relation to the drug war?
Wala po, Mr. Chair.
Kahit po operational expenses para sa mga pulis na nagpatupad ng drug war?
Wala po talaga, Mr. Chair.
Or rewards sa mga napapatay with varying degrees? Wala rin pong nilalabas na pera?
Wala po talaga, Mr. Chair.
Kung ganun, Mr. Chair, then given na merong directly contradicting na mga sinasabi under oath, on one hand, yung sinabi ni Colonel Garma at ni dating Pangulo Rodrigo Duterte, and on the other hand, si Ms. Moking, then Mr. Chair, merong at least isa dun sa mga tao na iyon who are lying under oath. And that demands further inquiry and questioning by legislators. Yun lang, Mr. Chair. Thank you.
Thank you for asking my question, Congressman Manuel. But before we continue, maybe I'd like to say that yung ating pong mga bisita ay you are now excused, Nanay and Mrs. Asuncion. And sana po sa susunod na QUADCOM hearing ay makatalo pa rin kayo. Maraming salamat po. Pasensya na po kayo. Inabot po tayo ng... and then, of course, Dr.
Actually, I have questions to Dr. Raquel Fortun, but if you're already tired, thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Mukhang sanay si Dr. Fortun sa Puyatan. So, as I was saying earlier, Ms. Muking, do you know a certain Peter Parungo?
No, Mr. Chair.
So you don't know Peter Parungo?
No, Mr. Chair.
Kasi sa affidavit ni Colonel Garma, nabasa mo naman siguro, na binanggit niya na si Peter Parungo, as she termed it, no, is the striker ng CIDG. I don't know what the striker means, but si Congressman Acop educated us as Uh, yes, or striker is actually a utility personnel ng CIDG. At siya ang inuutusan. And at one instance, lumapit daw itong si Mr. Peter Parungo kay Colonel Garma at ang sinabi niya ay, Ma'am, masyado na pong malaking pera ang pumapasok sa aking account. If I'm not mistaken, what he was trying to say is that he opened several bank accounts and that is where pumapasok yung pera na apparently ay galing sa iyo on the instructions of either former SAP, now Senator Bongo, or the former President. So, kung hindi mo kilala si Peter Parungo, paano ka nakakapagbigay ng operational fund assistance sa ating mga kapulisan?
Hindi po ako nagbibigay ng operational fund assistance sa mga
So,
kapulisan.
ang ibig sabihin, hindi tama yung sinabi ni former President Duterte. Dahil sinabi niya, sa hearing niya natin dito, sinabi niya na it is through you na siya, na ikaw ang inuutusan na mag-release ng operational fund or reimbursements.
Hindi po through me, Mr. Chair.
So, hindi through you.
Hindi po talaga, Mr. Chair.
Sa office niyo, sino kaya?
Wala po sa office namin, Mr. Chair. Wala
Wala
po
sa
kaming
office
funds.
So, hindi
Under OSAP, wala kaming funds.
So, hindi ho totoo ang sinasabi ni Mr. President.
I believe, Mr. Chair. Baka, sorry, Mr. Chair, baka merong ibang agency or but not from us, Mr. Chair.
Ilan ba ang MOKENG sa Office of the President?
Ako lang po, Mr. Chair.
So, isa lang, ikaw lang.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Are you called by any other name? Napabay mong lain nga angga?
Moking lang yun, Mr.
MOKENG
Chair.
lang. Okay, sige, salamat. So, I believe Congressman Keith Flores is the next interpolator. Thank you. I probably ate so much of your time. But this time, you will have extra. Congressman Flores, you have 15 minutes.
I just have a few questions to King, Mr. Chair. Mr. Chair, kasi ang what has been established is that at one point in time, Senator Bato said that there were reimbursement for operation. The same was also said by the President himself na may reimbursements silang ginawa to some operations of the police officers. And in both instances, sinasabi nila na it was through you, indirectly through you daw, to MUKING, ang reimbursements na and since there is no other MUKING, ikaw lang yung, of course, ang natural person that would come into mind. But at the same time, it may also be na itong funds that are given for you to dispense may not have been termed as reimbursements or whatever. Or is there anything like that that happened?
Wala po talaga akong funds na ginadispense, Mr.
So
Chair.
you don't give out anything?
Never po, Mr. Chair, kasi hindi po talaga ako naging disbursing officer.
Okay, so but then why would these people say na sa'yo? Yan ang question ko eh. Kasi parang imposible naman na they'd all refer to you and at the same time, it's not you.
Ay, hindi ko po alam, Mr.
So
Chair.
walang instance na like let's say inutusan ka, bigay mo to kang ano or something like that.
Wala po
Bayaran mo ang gastos nila but then they spend money.
Sorry, Mr. Chair, wala po talaga, Mr. Chair.
But without reference to like, this is the fund from the drug war, this is to reward them, nothing like that. Walang.
Wala po talaga, Mr. Chair.
So, in the other aspect naman, like, yung your function as ASEC before and then USEC, a lot of congressmen, including myself, in the 18th Congress, had reached out to Senator BG for help, no? Lalo na nung COVID, because everyone was really in searching for funds for hospitalization because, di ba, ang nangyari nun is sarado mostly ang mga hospitals because they are converted into COVID centers and napipilitan yung mga citizens to go to private hospitals which is expensive. And they all come to politicians like congressmen, governors, mayors for help in the medical assistance. No? And this is where usually SAP comes in. No? Parang, he helps out. No? Parang in allocating some... Oh, may mga aid na ba that time?
I believe, Mr. Chair, meron pero hindi pa po siya well-funded.
Hindi pa ganun kalaki.
That's
diba?
right, Mr. Chair.
Or the Malasakit was also started by SAP by that
Yes,
time.
nakastart na po nun, Mr. Chair.
So, there were instances na some either politicians, governors, mayors, congressmen would go to SPG for help. Tama?
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And SPG who sometimes would also respond either directly or sometimes through you. Di ba?
Referral, Mr. Chair.
Referral,
Kasi,
like,
yes,
let's say,
kasi po hindi na po siya SAP at that time during the COVID.
Senator na.
Senator na po siya, Mr.
So,
Chair.
sabihin niyang, sagutin mo to si ano na okay na yung request or something like that.
Yes, Mr. Chair. Parang nire-refer po kayo sa amin sa OP.
Yeah.
Kasi po si OP po ang may funding, Mr. Chair.
Because this is the first time we met. Tama ba?
First time we met pero
But
maraming
I've known
times
of you,
na po
di ba?
tayong nag-usap
Yes, we've already communicated several times in the past.
in the past, Mr.
While you were with the
Office of the
the President as ASEC and USEC later on, eventually.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
But it wasn't that frequent naman, di ba? Okay.
Hindi naman po,
It was,
Mr.
I think, I followed up on some, lalo na yung FLR,
Yes, Mr.
yung
Chair.
for late release
For
na-
signature of the President.
for signature of the
Yes,
President.
Mr. Chair.
Di ba? And we were all scrambling kasi patapos na yung taon at hindi pa
Hindi pa
napirmahan
siya nalabas.
ni President at that time. So, you were parang siguro an important figure when it comes to the FLR at that time. Or not important. I'll rephrase that. Hindi naman important, but you were one of the persons na makakapag-connect with other politicians na nagfa-follow up sa FLR.
Malalaman talaga namin, Mr. Chair, kasi after po evaluation sa Office of the Executive Secretary, inaakyat po siya sa office ng OSAP para po i-prepare namin for the signature of the President. So,
May usap pa ba that time?
yes, Mr. Chair, until the end of the term of the...
Sino nga pumalit kay SPG?
Si at Yusek Melchor Kitain po.
Okay. Alright. Yeah, but parang everyone seems to be referring to SPG pa rin as parang SAP. Kasi parang nasanayan na when he was special assistant. And
Kasi
even,
he usually refers to us, Mr. Chair.
so binabato niya sa inyo,
That's right, Mr. Chair.
but under Kitain na. at
Yes,
the time.
Mr. Chair.
That's why a lot of parang politicians and would have had a chance to have talked to you before or something.
Yes,
or
Mr.
communicated with you man lang.
Yes, Mr. Chair, kasi lumalapit sila kay Senator Bong, tapos hindi na din po siya Senator, no? Ang ginagawa ni Senator
Ay, hindi
Bong...
siya SAP. Senator na
Ay,
siya.
hindi na po siya SAP noon.
So, binabato sa inyo?
Binabato sa amin, kaya tinatawagan po namin yung nagpapatulong.
When you say binabato sa inyo as SAP Office, Special Assistant to the President Office.
OSAP po, Mr. Chair.
OSAP, but under a different secretary na.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
And that is Melchor Kitain at that time.
Yes, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Ang ano lang talaga dito, Miss Muking, no, I hope you understand, is the question on why your name was mentioned by the others. Yun lang na, even until now, that still remains to be unanswered in my mind, no? Parang even if you gave that explanation, hindi ko lang alam why they would, in one way or another, end up referring to you as the person who supposedly gave the reimbursement.
Given the chance, Mr. Chair, gusto ko din pong itanong po yan, Mr. Chair.
That'd be good. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Ms. Muking. Thank you.